First of all, please smash that like button, or don't. Do whatever you want. It's your life. Anyways, so uh, obviously it's No Nut November, and yeah, I'm gonna say I'm 150 supportive, 150% supportive of No Nut November, and I'm actually gonna be like I'm participating, and I'm gonna actually be vlogging not vlogging, but I'm gonna be doing video updates every day, like a video journal. I'm gonna edit something, put it out at the end of the month or in December sometime, hopefully before the end of the year, and to kind of post my results. And honestly, I'll quickly say, like, last year, and I'm only saying this because I know it's gross to say this, and this is a taboo subject to talk about. But I've realized, and through certain forums and videos I've watched, that, like, there is a bit of an effort to destigmatize this certain addiction. And I would say, if any of addiction I've ever had, it's like, yeah, I've been addicted to porn. And last year around this time was one of the worst times in my life for it, like being very, very, very addicted to it, and it affected my life, and it affected my relationships with people. And I'm gonna make another video later, like really explaining that. And I just feel it's important to admit these things and destigmatize it, because I don't know, like, for some reason it's easier, like, it's more socially acceptable to talk about how you have a heroin addiction and not a porn addiction. And porn addiction is considered better, but it's like you just don't want to talk about it. And I guess, yeah, you would rather talk about a heroin addiction with your family than a porn addiction, because with a porn addiction, like, people, like, imagine you vigorously jerking off or something like that, right? And that's weird. And it's like when you see a murder in a movie, it's like that's normal and that's not that bad. But when you see a mugging in a movie, it's like, oh, that's horrible, because that's something that's more every day, and it's just maybe a heroin addiction or something like that seems less likely. But I 100% do think it's an addiction, and I think it's like, I'm following certain YouTubers and they're posting every single day, and it's like I feel a part of a little bit of a online community right now. Here, I'm turning the light on, and it's like I'm feeling a connection with these people on the internet that I don't really know, but we're all kind of going towards the same goal. And I definitely, like, in the last couple days, even some girls I've talked to, I don't know why every conversation goes to this. Maybe it's just really on my mind. But I've a lot of people my age will in private admit that they have a porn addiction, and it's just something that's not talked about. And they find, for one, it's a huge waste of time. Like, when you get up in the morning on your day off and you lay in bed for 2 hours, it's like you just blew 2 hours of your morning, then you're scrolling Instagram, then you're going back to porn sites, and you're doing this, and then it just blows up your time, and it's that cheap dopamine. And when you do that for 2 or 3 hours, or you do it 4 times a day, it's like, well, you're not going to go to the gym, you're very unlikely to do the dishes in your sink, you're very unlikely to read that book, do the things that make your life better. And when guys are getting this satisfaction from this click of the button, then it's like they don't feel a need to go do the things that make their life better, to maybe attract women in their life, or um, and to better themselves. It's like your brain just, like, thinks, oh, I'm doing fine, I must be getting. It's a very evolutionary thing. It's a far back thing. Like, men are meant to impregnate women and pass on our genes. And if your brain thinks that it's, oh, well, it's getting the job done, he keeps coming, it's like testosterone lowers and all these things lower, and your inhibition. And, like, a couple times when I've done it for a week or two, it's like I felt like more in tune with people around me. And maybe it's just a placebo effect too. Like, I'm trying to figure this out. This is why I want to document my results and see how far I can go. I want to see if I can do a year. And because, like, man, I swear when I've done it, it's like I feel more in tune, and, like, I find girls smile at me more. So it's like maybe I have a better vibe. Maybe my vibration is getting better when I'm not doing that. And it's like I don't know. Maybe they can just smell that you just jerked off or something. But I've talked to, like, two different girls this week, and they admitted, and, like, I've had girlfriends in the past, like, they've admitted that it's like, yeah, like, I watch these things that I'm super not into, and it's like I just, like, I would never want to do this. And one girl says, like, I'm into gang rape porn, and I'm like, she's like, I would never want that to happen, but it's like just this, like, need to have more and more and more and more. I met a girl last night, and we were talking, and she's like, Yeah, this guy like pays me like $100 a week, and I come over and he smells my armpits, and she's like, "It's really weird, but I do it because I need money." And I was just like, "But that like fetish," and I'm not like, see, here's the thing, it's like I'm never gonna shit on someone's kinks or fetishes or anything like that, but honestly, like I do think this stuff is unhealthy. I do think like the cuck porn, the stepsister porn, and these fetishes, it's not something that we should be like, oh, let's just be okay with it. And it happens, and I'm not judging people who are into that stuff or anything or any kink. Unless you're into kids, like, I'm not going to judge what your thing is. If two consenting adults do something, that's fine, but it's like that guy wanting to smell her armpits. It's like the need to get something a little bit more grosser, a little bit more out there, a little bit more taboo, a little bit more worse and worse and worse and worse. And these people that like get into these certain types of porns that are just like it's like once you kind of experiment with it, it creates a pathway in your brain, and then you're just into it, and you get more and more into it, and you need more. You need more of an intense thing. It's like there's guys, they said, oh yeah, I used to be in like just schoolgirl dirty talk porn, and now I'm into like cuck humiliation, and I like it when the girl humiliates me in the video and steals my money. And it's like, how the fuck can you come to enjoy that? But it's just like through the addiction of you need something more and more and more taboo, and more and more and more gross. And I think that in itself is unhealthy. And to be honest, I haven't watched porn in like 2 months, but I've still failed at NoFap. And because I guess it's like, here's something. And I don't know how gross it is that I just talk about these things, but I'm just trying to destigmatize it. I think I'm a little bit more feminine when it comes to porn, because I actually quite into the literotica. That's, and like, well, I haven't, it's been a month since that too, but when I was younger, it was like, I'd like to read. Apparently I'm a nerd deep down. Like, I'd rather read than watch a video, because I think maybe I'm a bit of a film snob, so I guess like I hate how porn was shot, and it was like, yeah, this is disgusting. This is a disgrace to cinematography. Um, but I just find there's so many. It's not just porn. There's so many things in this world that pull us away from each other. And like, for example, video games. I love video games. I'm so impulsive with them. I'm addicted to them when I play them. And like, I beat Grand Theft Auto 5 in like 2 days, and Halo Renegade like in a day. Like, once I get it, I need to do it, you know. And I know Renegade took me 2 days too, but or the new Halo, whatever it's called. But like, I remember my cousin came over a couple years ago, and him and I had to both, like, video games used to be like, you sit like a PS2, Nintendo 64, you sit with each other and you enjoy this game with each other. And like, so in that era, I didn't think it was that bad. I just think the era right now of these like new worlds of like Assassin's Creed and Grand Theft Auto, where it's this whole new virtual world, and you could spend 10 hours a day there and not be bored. And like, you just don't work on your own life at all. It's that cheap dopamine. It's bullshit. But then anyways, back with my cousin's story, it's like, when he was over, me and him wanted to play a game together, and this was Xbox 360 era, and it's like, we realized that like the newer systems, you can't sit and play with each other. He had to go home in order for us to play. Hello, Oscar. So I am I'm excited, and like, honestly, I'll be honest, if I relapse. So like, it's putting that pressure. I'm really like wanting to not relapse and not like fap at all. And like, I guess it is disgusting to talk about these things, but I wish these things were destigmatized. I wish talking about money was destigmatized, because then we'd all be smarter with money. And like, I think it is a very silent addiction that many people, and it's not, it's kind of like smoking a cigarette every day versus eating a cake every day. You know, like, eating a cake every day is probably way worse than smoking a cigarette, but like, it's just these like subtle, small, bad things. Like, eating chips every day isn't as bad as eating a cake. That was the analogy. Fucking, you know what I'm talking about. That's what I wanted. The metaphor I was wanting to use, because it's like these small little bad decisions compound over time, and it's like, I feel like when I was super heavy into porn, I just like wouldn't go to the gym as much, and there felt like no point. And if I was doing that, then I would just play video games all day, and then it's like I would get super depressed, and like, and then it's like, I swear all these small addictions go in with each other, because it's like, when you're super into porn, you might also be like super into drinking and smoking weed, and you're just sitting on your couch and vegging, and it's like, some people are like, yeah, well, that's me trying to relax. And I just think in long term, or maybe it's just me in my life, but how happy I feel when I look back on my day, I think it is how productive I was. And it can be also productive, like, I think in a way going to a spa and relaxing, that's in a way productive. Like, that was super relaxing, super just like focusing and letting everything out and really, and I think that's way more productive than watching TV all day or watching porn all day, playing video games all day. And I'm not knocking video games, but I just think these things are dangerous. I am knocking porn. I think it's horrible. I think and I'm not knocking sex workers. I'm not knocking. I generally, and you know what? I do look like a huge hypocrite right now. I will point that out. I have an interview on my channel with a porn star. In one of my podcasts, I have an OnlyFans user and someone that's quite popular on OnlyFans. One, because I like to talk to all different types of people. I'm trying to understand society, but like, to be honest, like I like to engage with these people. And I don't think they're bad people at all. It's like I believe in freedom of choice, and I believe none of these things should be illegal. I think sex work should be fully legalized so that they can unionize and it's safer for them. But at the same time, like I wish there was more literature out there to inform people of the negative effects of porn use and being addicted. And for one, I'm very, very, very excited to. It sounds very strange that I'm like, I'm very excited to not jerk off this month. But like it's day 4. I started on the 29th. Instead of doing that, better get the last couple ones in. Or it was the 29th or 30th. I'll just say it's the 30th. But like, and I'm not gonna lie, it's like morning number 3 or 2. It's like it was just out of pure habit, like waking up. I almost just did it so I almost like blew it right there. Get it? Blew the load. By just pure habit. So I blocked porn on my phone, so no literotica, no porn. I can't search it. And that's another thing. Being addicted to porn is like walking around with being addicted to cigarettes, trying to quit, but you have a pack of cigarettes with you all the time. I don't even know people that watch porn on their computer anymore. I mean, I don't like survey all my friends, but like I haven't watched porn on my computer in like 6 years. It's all been on the phone. So I think just breaking those habits, and even if it turns out that masturbation is super healthy and we're all just mistaken everyone that's doing nofap and everyone's stupid, and I don't think that's true, but even if it is, I think it's just something about telling your mind you're going to do something and then doing it, and then having the support of people online that we don't know each other, but all these encouraging posts, and I'm following YouTubers that are doing it daily, like daily update, being like, if like motivation. And it's something cool, so you feel a part of a community in a way. So yeah, I hope you guys don't mind these like live form videos where I kind of just rant. I know they're not like the tightest videos to watch because the ums and ahs aren't edited out, and it's just something to force me to be a better speaker. And it's just like it eliminates procrastination and an excuse, because if I were to film then upload, it's like that takes time, and you render, then you this and you that. I'd rather actually just put stuff there. And I'm doing the daily Stoic readings, and honestly, I might stop because I'm not feeling that into. But you know what? I'll try to keep going. But I'm gonna post daily, no matter what, for quite a bit. Like that's my goal. Yeah, and if you have no idea with what I'm talking about with nofap, I encourage you. And I don't really know. I haven't really looked at the effects of women, but I've definitely admitted, like in some of my conversations with people. Like, it's sad because, like, it got to the point where I was so addicted to porn, and, like, I was always super open with, like, my girlfriends at the time about it, and they were, like, a lot of them were, like, sex positive, like, yeah, it's fine, like, you do it, it's, like, your, like, little moment with yourself, and, which is cool, right, and, like, it didn't, like, stop us from having sex, but it just, I found, like, when you get into more and more and more and more crazy stuff, like, it actually, like, I had a problem with, like, orgasming. Like, there was, like, so many times I had sex where I just couldn't come. And I've talked to other dudes, I've talked to girls who are like, my boyfriend can't come. So now we're in, like, an era of, like, it's the guys that are faking orgasm, and they can't get off, and it's, like, nothing wrong with the women, I don't think. Like, actually, all my girlfriends were extremely gorgeous. But it's just, like, it's these fucking, you're getting more and more hooked, and you're needing a higher and higher high, and of these, like, stupid, weird scenarios happening in your head that are, like, so kinky, and it's, like, it couldn't happen unless certain scenarios or certain things were said, and it's, like, that means it's, like, you're so far gone and so addicted that you're not enjoying, like, the best thing in life. I would say sex is one of the best things in life, yeah, but then when you're doing this, like, cheap version of sex porn, it's, like, making the real thing less fun. Like you're having to put like more and more crazy scenarios, more and more crazy role play, like so much. And it's like, no, two people should just be able to enjoy each other. Like two people that love each other or how like each other with your friend or that girl in your apartment building or apartment block or your neighbor. It's like it's just an act of it should be more pure is what I'm trying to say. And like the fact, like I have a lot of guys who said like, yeah, I have to think of other things while I'm with my girlfriend, and that's getting sad, and that's gonna add to the. I think there is a growing disappreciation for each other between men and women, and so I think porn addiction is adding to that because I find men and women maybe don't appreciate each other as much if like, oh, we're just getting off with our devices in our homes by ourselves. So I went on a long rant, and one day I'm gonna make a clean, polished video explaining all this with more backed up facts and whatnot. But yeah, you guys, anyone that is participating in NoFap, stay strong. I will be posting here and there about it this month, but then also I'm going to just be daily vlogging, and then I'm going to post something in December. So thank you guys so much. You guys have a great day. Ciao for now. And you know what? If this grosses you out, I feel like I'm going to lose some subscribers over this. So if anyone watching wants to subscribe, thank you. And I honestly think it's just very important to destigmatize this. To destigmatize this conversation, because you know what, there's like I never like lost my job over this or like, you know, anything like that, but like it's definitely like there's been times I've been definitely more demotivated. I probably lost pounds of muscle because I wasn't going to the gym, and it's like, well, all that time I spent jerking off, or it's even like the couple hours after, it's like you just don't feel like doing anything. And if you're in the habit of doing it every single day, it's like, you know, there's online courses that I feel like I would have completed by now if I in those times wasn't so addicted. So it's like your time compounds and all the things you do every day add up. And so it's like, I bet you if people were to look back at all the time they spend watching porn and all the time it's wasted, then I think they'd be absolutely horrified. Anyways, you guys, ciao for now. Okay, bye.